Something that I get emails about a lot, feral chickens.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've actually developed a feral chicken mitigation program in our department. We have information on our website, but there's two parts to it. Essentially, we started off with city property. So any city property, and we identify problematic city areas based on calls and complaints.
Okay.
Sometimes through council members' offices too.
So how do you do that when everywhere we see now, everywhere we look, there's feral chicken?
So we have a contractor who
Okay.
goes out and will assess the location, and they will set, if they can find a safe location for the chickens and also for the cages, they'll set a trap. They'll put food and water in daily, and they'll monitor daily. And if chickens are caught, then they're removed from the property. So that's our first service that we started with. It's been several years now that we've been doing that. More recently, we've been trying to help the public because on private property, there are property owners that have issues with feral chickens, and so they can contact our vendor and actually set up services with them. Either full service, like the trapping of, setting up the cages, the daily monitoring and the removal of the chickens. They can rent cages, or if they're able to trap chickens themselves, they can bring the chickens in for disposal. And the city does actually provide a small subsidy for these services, but the community should contact our vendor. We have information on our website if they're interested in that program.
Okay, there you go. I know you guys were waiting for that because the feral chickens all over the place. How do you think that started?
I think that
people say weather.
And I think people think that it's fun to have chickens as pets when they're small and they're chicks. They grow up and then they don't want to keep them and they dump them.
Yeah, like the challenges we have with stray dogs and cats.
Yes,
I can
similar.
see that. I can see that, which is really sad. There's a chicken that follows me, and that knows. I don't feed him, but he knows that I'm going to a place where they normally feed them. It's so funny. It was last month. That was my highest viewed video, because I was like. And it is cute, it is fun, but it also can be a nuisance, and that's the reason why. It can
be health and safety nuisance, noise nuisance. So the number one thing that we ask the public is please don't feed the feral chickens.
Yeah. It's the same with the cats and the dogs, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, I know I'm going really off script, but if you feed the cats, is that becomes your property? Because I see a lot of people at places, I'm not gonna say where, everyone knows where I live, but I go and pick up mail on a certain time, and I see people out there feeding, because sometimes I have to pick up mail at the same time, and I see the same people feeding.
Yes, so the responsibility of people feeding is that they need to spay or neuter these cats, because the number one thing that's gonna help control and eventually shrink the population is to not have kittens, right? So the Humane Society has a trap, neuter, spay, neuter, and release back program, and they have information on their website also. But that's really important. And what you said is true, that people think that they're helping just by feeding, but really the responsibility is to feed and spay or neuter.
Bring them in and take care of it, because unlike the mainland, it's the perfect climate for any kind of animal, dogs and cats. And we learned a lot, and the reason is because we don't have those other animals that eat that kind of animals.
That are predators.
Right? So which is good. But at the same time, we do have one challenge, and we hate seeing, cats and dogs, and now chickens, just wandering around.